This episode of Walt Disney World Today is being sponsored by Owner's Locker, which is a great service for storing all of your junk. Yeah, we all bring it down. Some of us bring down, some extra clothing, some water bottles, ponchos, things that we just don't need up in the Arctic North where we live. Well, the great news is that Owner's Locker is the perfect solution to store all that junk in your Owner's Locker so you don't have to keep on lugging it back and forth. It's a great service that I personally use every time that I stay on Disney World property. So why not go on and give it a try? Visit them at www.ownerslocker.com.
This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
And it's Monday, March 31st, 2008, and this is episode 390 of Walt Disney World Today. I am Matt Hochberg of StudioCentral.com. On the show today, we have Len Testa, co-author of the Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World. And Len, let me just say that April Fool's jokes are just way beneath us, and we would never stoop to such a low. Again.
That's right. Again. That's right. We would never be so lame as to come up with any sort of April Fool's. We respect our listeners far, far, far too much. And by listeners, of course, I mean all the ones that would sue us.
That's right. Also on the show today, we have Mike Scopa of All Ears Net. Welcome, Mike.
Some of the answers are being discovered just ahead.
The land.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good.
Dude.
High five right there.
Thanks.
Also on the show today, we have Annette Owens of MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. Hi, Annette.
Hi, guys.
Hello. Hi, Annette.
On today's show, we're going to be continuing a theme, if you will, from a previous show back in, episode something. We talked about the different dining opportunities in Fantasyland, and we discussed the different venues and then compared which was the best service, had the best value, and was the best food quality. And today we're going to talk about Main Street USA in the Magic Kingdom. There's quite a bit of restaurants over here. So let's first compare the different restaurants, talk about them, give our thoughts about them. Let's start at the Crystal Palace. And for the sit-down restaurants, there are two of them here. We're going to be comparing the dinner menu. So for those of you playing along at home, you can keep that in mind. So for dinner at Crystal Palace, what are our thoughts about Crystal Palace in general?
It's got pretty much any food you could possibly want to eat, I would think.
Yeah, I like it. I like it quite a bit. I think it's one of the better, if not in my top two, certainly, for buffet options in Walt Disney World.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the menu, it's got a carving station. We're talking about dinner, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's got everything from pizza and chicken fingers for the kids to turkey and prime rib for the adults. It's got and virtually every kind of salad known to man.
Yeah, its selection is quite large. That's what I really like about it. And buffets are fun; they're good. But really, it's not only that you can get as much food as you want, but it also helps to have a lot of variety, so that when you go up to the buffet, you're not getting the same three things over and over again. You can try different things, and to me, that gives me added value.
Yeah, that's true. And you could probably have meals there for a week and not have the exact same meal twice.
Absolutely.
Even in the entrees, I mean, you've got turkey, you've got prime rib, you've got pork, you've got vegetarian dishes, you've got salmon, you've got more chicken. If you needed to run afoul of the buffet, you've got pasta too.
Pasta in there.
Yeah, just a ton of stuff. Yeah, we're gonna have to eat here when we go down in May.
There you go. Annette, what do you think about it?
Well, you get a little bit of extra character there because you get the characters coming around to the table. Some people really enjoy that. It's going to, can be a highlight of your vacation for some people to watch the kids interact with the characters. But I have to agree with all of y'all. The variety is great, especially when you have people that want to eat. Everybody eats a little different.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I think I like it quite a bit. I mean, they have Pooh characters. Not personally. They don't do.
You said Pooh.
he said poo.
He said Pooh.
The characters don't do a whole.
Food and poo.
You might have to edit that out.
Yeah, just go ahead.
Characters don't do a whole lot for me, but I mean they're certainly fun. It's not like I don't think they're certainly bad characters to have there. Certain people, I mean, really enjoy the Winnie the Pooh characters. While I can't say that I'm one of those people. I do enjoy eating here though quite a bit.
Actually, if you look at the Unofficial Guide reader survey, 89% of the people who eat there give it a thumbs up. That's by far the highest for any buffet.
Very good.
Oh, sorry, it's the same as right in the same neighborhood as Boma.
Ah. Let's move across the street to the Plaza Restaurant, and over here you have it's a plated, regular old sit-down restaurant over here, and this serves American food. And there's a number of different options here. I've eaten here for lunch. I don't think I've done dinner over here. Scopa, what are your thoughts on the Plaza? You seem to live here, if not for Le Cellier.
Yeah, I've done dinner and I've done lunch and dinner there. One of the things that always strikes me about the Plaza Restaurant is that it has never changed over the years. That is, the service is about the same. The quality of the food is the same. A few changes in the menu have occurred, but for the most part, it's one of those staples, if you will, of Walt Disney World that has never changed, and I think it's a favorite for a lot of people. It's not that big, so there is an issue with being able to get in there. Yeah, seating is an issue. It's probably, I believe it's the smallest sit-down restaurant in the Magic Kingdom. Has the smallest number of seats, I believe. So that can be an issue, but I think it's a very, very nice restaurant.
Yeah,
Good.
I was going to say, when I ate there with you, Scopa, in August, I was shocked by how small it was. I thought it just, it was one of those Disney things where it looks small on the outside, but it extends, far and far. And this in Le Cellier, I mean, there's something about you, Scopa, and small restaurants, because you seem to love them.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
do.
What did you have when you went? I've only ever had the sandwiches. I've never had the cold sandwiches. I've never had any of the grilled stuff. But I always go between the club and the turkey sandwich. But they're huge.
Yeah, the club has been I can remember way back when the club used to come with a nice salad. That has changed, but every time I go in there, it's like, let me try this, let me try that. But I always end up going back to the club, and I think what it does it for me, Len, is it comes on a toasted multi-grain bread. I think sometimes it's marble or whatever, marble
rye.
Just
it's like a
marble
dense,
rye.
Yeah, brown,
and you just can't beat it. And it's one of those things where I sometimes have this fear of going into a restaurant and saying, gee, I want to try something, but I just don't want to be disappointed. So I end up going back to the old favorite, So as far as the Plaza goes, the Plaza Club is the Scopa Special there.
Very good.
Yeah. Same thing too. Have you guys ever had like the cheesesteak or the grilled chicken or anything like that? The Reuben?
My fiance had the cheeseburger over there, and she thought that it was, pretty good. She's had some not so great burgers on Disney property, and she said this one was, fit the bill.
Hey, I got a story for you. I got a Plaza restaurant story. Back in 1992, I remember going other family.
Exactly.
And my son and I, we're there for supper. And back then, they had different items on the menu. And one of the desserts was called a bicycle built for two. And a bicycle built for two was a huge sundae. It probably was a half a gallon of ice cream, if nothing else. And it came out in these huge globes it looked as though you could put 2 grapefruits in there. And you could put as much, junk on there as whatever. So I remember ordering one, and my son, 10 years old at the time, ordered one. So here we have 2 huge sundaes at our table, and we're eating them. So we finished them, and my son wasn't big at all back then, and so we finished them, and all of a sudden, all the waitresses come over to the table. And I'm thinking, uh-oh, what happened?
Ready for the Heimlich?
Yeah, what did I do wrong? So they all came over, and I looked at them, and the waitress who was taking care of our table said to us, she said, we just want you to know that this is the first time that any of us have ever seen one table order a bicycle built for two and finish both of them.
Fatty.
Wow.
And they gave us a standing ovation.
American slob, yeah.
I wanted to say, does that mean it's free?
Yeah, exactly.
But they don't offer it anymore. Although I've been told that the glasses, the goblets, I guess you call them, that housed the sundaes, they're in the basement downstairs.
Oh, there you go.
Well, you can still get a banana split in the Plaza Restaurant sundae, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. I can't comment on the sandwiches and stuff, but the sundae I had there was very refreshing.
Fabulous.
Very chocolatey.
Very chocolate. Awesome.
Very good.
92% of unofficial guide readers give the Plaza Restaurant a thumbs up.
Good. Next restaurant is the Main Street Bake Shop, and this is the de facto first stop for everyone who skipped breakfast and thought they could make it until noon, and then 9:30 rolls around and is like, that ain't happening.
Yeah, exactly. Here, this is the thing. If you ever needed a Rice Krispie treat the size of your head, I mean, this is where you get it, right?
Yeah.
Chocolate covered,
Yeah.
or with peanut butter, or if you need, enough kill a small farm animal. This is where you go.
This is where you learn to share.
My
What's that
ass.
word?
Okay, whatever.
Interesting
Mental note.
concept.
Mental note: remember to eat part of Annette's food. Yes.
I will
Let it-
share.
Let Annette order before Len.
I'm working on it. I'll be invited in May, won't I?
Exactly. Come on down. Bring your wallet. Share. That's the name of Sonny Bono's ex-wife. Go ahead.
One of the things that's interesting about this bakery is that you can find things here that you can't find anywhere else. I mean, where else would you find
yeah.
Rocky Road brownies?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, it's true. It's got a pretty eclectic selection, and it is packed pretty much every time of the day, especially in the morning though for people who forgot stuff. And it really is actually not bad. I mean, you can grab. I'm not saying you should grab fudge for breakfast, but you can grab some of the baked goods and then grab a cup of really bad coffee somewhere else in the Magic Kingdom and make a breakfast of it. It's not too bad.
Yeah. It's just in the morning, it tends to be very, very crowded.
Yeah.
Yeah. We tend to get the cinnamon roll on our way out, so we have breakfast in the morning.
Cinnamon rolls are good. Again, the size of your head
Cinnamon
as well.
rolls, enough for 4, 5, 6 people. If you're with me, if you're with Lynn, maybe just
Yeah, one or two, whatever.
Exactly.
Whatever you can pry from my comatose fingers, whatever.
You can have my crawler when you pry it from my cold, dead hands.
my diabetic shock-induced hands.
Also on Main Street, we have the Main Street Plaza Ice Cream Parlor. And this place kind of morphs into the Plaza restaurant over there. They offer some not soft serve,
Some
but
food.
some food. But they serve ice cream in a cone. You can also get a ice cream sundae over here, and an ice cream float, among other things. Scopa, have you ever gotten over here, or you just go into the Plaza and never look back?
I think I've come in here and I think I've gotten. I'm not sure if they still offer it, but the the ice cream cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the ice cream cookie? I think I got one there one time. I'm not sure if they offer it anymore. Didn't that used to be called Edie's? Wasn't it Edie's or
No.
Eddie's ice cream? No.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's always been Carnation.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay. Oh well.
Obviously, this is a good opportunity to get ice cream. The thing is, I always notice that this place is very crowded, quite a bit, especially
Oh yeah.
in the afternoon and in the evening. I mean, this is like just because of the sheer numbers of people that are going to go by it. I mean, the law of probability is going to state that it's going to be crowded because of that. So that's the only, I guess, knock on it. Annette?
that smell of the waffle cone brings you in.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good. Well, I think that's all the restaurants on Main
Tony's?
Street USA.
Tony's?
Oh, Tony's. Yeah, I forgot about that end. Tony's Town Square. There's another one over there. Tony's Town Square restaurant. And thoughts on Tony's?
Hmm.
I think it's not great Italian food. It's not bad. I tend to think the appetizers is better than the entrees.
I don't like it. I really don't like it. I think it's, if mediocre Italian food, that would be nice of me for me to say that. I think it's overpriced completely. I mean,
this totally overpriced. Yeah.
This place is like, okay, we're right at the entrance of the Magic Kingdom. We could put out dog food, and people will still come here, and we will be sold out every night.
Is it sold out every night?
It's always it's consistently one of the more booked restaurants on Disney World property, in my experience. I've tried for it a couple times just to try it again, but
a plate of pasta is $17 with meatballs. $17 for pasta. I mean, that's about twice what it is here in North Carolina. And I know that the portions are larger and you're in a theme park and all, but geez, double.
Well, when I went there, I had the ravioli, and if you've had ravioli, it's a pasta with cheese filled in the middle of it. There were 2 of them in there. They were large, granted, but 2.
Two.
Two.
That's
more than one. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, Len, do you have any stats on customer satisfaction from this restaurant? From the
Tony's,
surveys?
yes. 76, which is actually
Higher than I thought. Wow.
Yeah.
76 actually is a little bit higher than I would have thought too. The average for all of Walt Disney World restaurants is 80, so technically it's below average.
Well, there you go.
And we have literally many dozens of surveys on that one, far more than we would need to be statistically valid.
And I think it's because purely if it's and the theme doesn't really do much. I mean, it's like
No, it's not really. Yeah.
you could do so much a better job of trying to theme it to Lady and the Tramp, but really it's just it's more like I think Mount Melrose does a better job of theming.
Oh,
too.
way better. Yeah. I would, in fact, I mean, when people ask about Italian restaurants, I don't even consider Tony's an Italian restaurant.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
well said. Okay, so now that we've gotten all the eateries on
Casey's Corner.
Oh, Casey's. Jeez, what is wrong with
And
you?
he lives down there.
I know.
He lives down
One
there.
of us lives in Florida, right?
All right, well, I don't run a website about this
Fine.
park.
Yeah.
All right, Casey's Corner. I'm going to go on the record and say first of all, the best hot dog in Disney World because
Go a
it's
trip without eating a hot dog.
Yeah.
Here. Go ahead.
it's huge and the Fixins bar is great. I love sauerkraut and mustard, and I can put as much of it as I can stuff on there. One of these days, I'm going to really get a second tray just for the sauerkraut and just put it on there, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, it's hard to say that a hot dog is worth $6, but geez, if it's going to be worth $6, it's got to be this hot dog.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, really, you'd get two of them, and it would cost you $11. But okay, that's fine. You know what I like to do though? I like to grab these and then go sit next door at the sports place on Main Street and watch the videos.
Yes, and then you of course get the constant smell of sauerkraut just continuously eating through over
Exactly.
there. But if you're not,
Yeah.
it tends to be crowded over there and a lot of kids. If you're looking for a good place though, what I like to do is grab Casey's and walk over to the Tomorrowland noodle station because it's inevitably closed, and plenty of seats, open area, and I can eat it over there. It's a short walk.
Yeah, it's true. And it's also pretty scenic. You get the overlook of the old Swan Boat area and the waterway and stuff like that. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Casey's is really good. I mean, it's $6 for a hot dog. Jesus, but
But it's so good.
I know. Yeah,
In this
it's
case,
hard.
I agree that it's completely overpriced, but it's good.
Man, there was one time we were doing unofficial guide research and we were watching them update the tip board at the end of Main Street. So we had to position somebody right in front of Casey's Corner, starting around 11 a.m. I think whoever it was ate like 6 hot dogs that day. Essentially blew their entire meal allowance on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Spent like $35 on Casey's hot dogs.
We one time I was waiting for Wishes to start, and we were waiting. There was me and your researchers, Len, Josh, and Sarah. And after about 3 or 4 minutes, Josh and I looked at each other and we were like, Casey's? And most people get popcorn before the fireworks. We went to get and we got Casey's.
Hot dog. 87% of unofficial guide readers would give it a thumbs up. Almost 100 votes for that.
Yeah, it is quite good. So, have I missed any more? Are there any other restaurants on Main Street that I missed?
I think that's it. Interestingly, Casey's Corner is the only one on the left-hand side of the street when you're walking up there.
Except for Crystal Palace.
Yeah, that's true. Well, considering that almost an Adventureland. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
good point. Okay, so with all those restaurants in mind, now let us consider what is the fastest service among all of those. If you had to go pick a restaurant purely based on fastest service, which restaurant would it be, Scopa?
I have to go with Casey's. Every time I've gone in there, I really haven't waited long, regardless of what I wanted, a hot dog or a drink. They always have a lot of people staffing the counter, and I think that they put the fastest people in there to handle the crowd. So I have to go with Casey's.
Yeah, I'm going to echo your sentiments, Mike. Every time I go in there, there's never really a wait. It's like one person deep at best. And because there's so many different lines, there are a number of registers that go the width of the restaurant in terms of when you walk in. So there's a lot of different areas you can get in there and get in a line. I just think I really can't think of a time that I've waited more than maybe 1 or 2 people. Len?
Yeah, it's got to be Casey's Corner too. Every time I've gone, I've seen at least 2 registers open there. So but the Plaza Restaurant is also pretty fast too. I think those might be my 2 choices if I had to give 2.
Okay, Annette?
Yeah, I have to go with Casey's, although I don't eat in there. I just wait on people outside while they're getting.
You don't like hot dogs?
Not really. No. No.
Really?
No. So, but no, but it's hard to compare, grabbing a hot dog to a sit-down meal.
Well, I mean, if the sit-down meal is fast, you could certainly give it the vote for that one, relative.
Yeah, the plaza was very quick when I was there. Yeah.
Okay. Best value. Let's start with Annette on this one.
Well, see, my best value is my cinnamon roll. I'm split between 6 people.
Okay, so your vote is going back towards the Main Street Bake Shop.
Well, I have to say, I'm always drawn to the bake shop and the sweets. So, sorry, guys.
Len?
I'm gonna go with the Plaza Restaurant. If there's a turkey sandwich worth $10, it's probably that one. Actually, it's tough to get away with less than $10 for lunch now in Walt Disney World. So, I'm going with the Plaza Restaurant.
Scopa?
I'm going to go with the Plaza, but surprisingly, it's just beating out Tony's for lunch. Because if you take a look at the entrees and the offerings for Tony's at lunch, they're not really that bad. But if I had to put a vote, I'd put it to the Plaza.
Yeah, plus, I mean, for the purposes of this show, we're just comparing dinner, so your hand is kind of forced in that regard.
I'm going to cinnamon rolls. I'm not even thinking dinner. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Big Shop. I think a lot of I love Casey's. But as Len and I both discussed, it's a terrible value. $6 for a hot dog.
$6 for a hot dog. Yeah. It's crazy.
The sandwiches are overly expensive. Oh, no, I take that back. Crystal Palace. I take $28 for dinner.
$28 for dinner, dude. You can't eat $28 worth of food.
I'm eating all day, and then he's going in for.
Yeah, it's more of a camping experience, really, for me at Crystal Palace.
You're sitting down like at 4:30 whenever they start. And
that's right. It's like, what time is Wishes? All right,
9:30. Yeah, great. Hold on. Honey, here, take my belt. I won't be needing it.
And best food quality, Len.
Best food, Crystal Palace.
I will also go with Crystal Palace.
That's another one.
I will go with Plaza, the Plaza Restaurant. I've never had a disappointing piece of food there, and I have at the Crystal Palace, so I got to go with the Plaza.
Annette?
I'm going with Crystal Palace. The choices, and everybody gets selection, and yeah.
Great. Well, that does it for us today. If you want to find... Oh, before we go to that, I got to mention again our sponsor, which is ownerslocker.com. And after going on a trip to Walt Disney World and you eat all this food, odds are your pants aren't going to fit anymore. So why don't you, rather than throw them out, maybe when you go home and you run a couple of marathons, Len, you'll then be able to fit back into those pants. But rather than bring them back and forth, who needs the hassle? Leave it in your Owner's Locker. Just go to www.ownerslocker.com. It's a great service. They have a free trial. Check them out. And if you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the Walt Disney World Today website at wdwtoday.com. For Len Testa, Mike Scopa, Mike Newell, who's very sick, get well, Mike, and Ned Owens, I'm Matt Hochberg. We'll see you on the next show.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.